Johnson just spoke with our own Kennedy and promised he'd be better prepared next time.
As much as I hate to say it, you know, just knowing ahead of time what the issues are, very quickly, that wouldn't have been an issue, would not have been an issue.
So was Johnson's slip a disqualifier? Here now is Ralph Nader, a famous third-party presidential candidate in 2000 and a noted consumer advocate, really the founder of consumer advocacy. He is also author of a new book. He comes out with one every week, this one called Breaking Through Power, and he has a history of doing exactly that. Ralph, great to see you. When you saw that Johnson clip, was there empathy there? Did you ever have a brain slip like that?
No, I didn't, but that's just a human slip. For heaven's sake, he might have been tired, and he thought it was an acronym in a city full of acronyms, and then he recovered, and he admitted he was wrong. But the important thing is that had he been president in 2000, we wouldn't have had an Iraq war, we wouldn't have had the spillover into Syria, we wouldn't have had the expansion of empire and unconstitutional military adventure.
Well, Trump says if he was president, we wouldn't have had either of those things either.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing, words seem to dominate in American culture over deeds. So it's what Trump says, what Hillary says, but it's the deeds that count.
By the way, we had the perfect excuse for Gary Johnson, not that he needs any because he's a great guy, but Aleppo is actually a spice. It's a spice that my wife actually found in our cabinet. There's a picture of it. So he could have said, I thought you were talking about the spice.
Oh, my goodness.
But I don't think so.
Well, right, no, he was much more honest than that.
He was.
He recovered, and he should never say, well, Ralph, this may be the end of the campaign.
We have you on because you are honest, and you have been a big critic of crony capitalism, no matter whether it comes from the left or the right. In fact, we talked about a book you wrote about just that subject. When you look at the Clinton Foundation and see all the connections that that institution has had with governments and people in businesses that have leaned on governments to do their bidding, do you think that there was pay for play with the Clinton Foundation?
Yeah, it was clear, it was inferred. That's the real problem with her emails, and more is coming. It's the content of the emails, not so much the classification, non-classification, and it's the lethal quadrangle. Hillary Clinton, the State Department, Clinton Foundation, Bill Clinton making $10,000 a minute or whatever speeches, and corporate mining magnates and other big corporations wanting favor.
Yeah. Well, it's the business interests, particularly ones that involve national security. I mean, the uranium deal involved about 1/5 of all the uranium reserves in the United States. That seemed to be one of those pay-for-play things.
Yeah, and the connection with they want favors from the State Department. They use Bill Clinton. They give him huge speech fees. And then they turn around and make big contributions to the Clinton Foundation. It's very unsavory, and there's going to be more emails coming out to illustrate that.
There are indeed. They're giving me a rap, but I have to ask, anything illegal in what you've seen so far by the Hillary Foundation, by the Clinton Foundation?
Not in a documented sense, but it's so unethical, so unsavory, so seamy that ought to be a serious indictment itself.
Ralph Nader calling it like he sees it, always does. New book, Breaking Through Power. Again, that is a man who knows what those words mean. Good to see you, Ralph. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David.